Hey, boys and girls, welcome to the Witching Hour podcast. I'm your host, as always, John Roycelyn. With me tonight, my new special friend from the beautiful state of Nashville, Tennessee, Mr. Frank Aguilera.
Almost.
August, August, August. Man, I can't. Your dad's going to laugh his ass off when he reads
Yeah.
that because I was
I was like,
actually going to be talking about your interaction with your dad. August Aguilera, boys and girls, my deepest apologies. I'm
oh,
so sorry about that.
it's all right, man. Hey, it's all right. And hailing from Knoxville, Tennessee. So
Knoxville. So you're in
we're
Knoxville. Everybody's from Knoxville down there.
yeah, we got a big scene down here. Yeah, it's
Man,
pretty cool.
that's incredible. Well, hey,
Yeah.
before we get going, congratulations on the release of The Gift. For those of you that have not seen or heard yet, been hiding underneath of a rock for a little while. Um, excuse me. August and his father, Frank,
There
who
you
you might have heard earlier in the show,
go.
got together, wrote a story, and August, you directed it. For your father actually wrote the movie, and stars a name I'm sure everyone might be familiar with, the lovely and multi-talented Miss Ginger Lynn Allen, who did a phenomenal job in the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
If you want to give everybody a quick rundown on the basis of the movie, please, why don't
Yeah,
you go ahead and take it from here?
sure, man. So the movie's called The Gifted, and we got Ginger Lynn Allen, of course, starring in the movie. This movie, as of today, just finally has become public release. It's totally out there. Anybody can watch it now. I mean, between Amazon, it'll be on Tubi in the next week or two, hopefully, and then it's going to be it's on YouTube, our YouTube channel. It's pretty much really accessible that anybody can watch it now. But it for the last year and a half, it has entirely consumed my life and my mental and physical health. So, but for all the best. I mean, so yeah. Long story short, me and Frank, we've been working on films for 8 years together now, and
Oh, wow.
he's been yeah, we started Strange Films together. He is based out in Philadelphia, where I'm originally from. So
Okay.
I constantly travel up there, and we actually shoot movies back and forth between Philly and Knoxville throughout the years. The Gifted came together because we Frank met Ginger at the New Jersey Horror Convention back in like 2022,
Hmm.
and he met her as a fan, ended up getting her contact info. He already had an idea and was like, we need to have Ginger Lynn in this movie, and da da da. So fast forward to May of 2023, we actually started shooting the movie with Ginger, 2 scenes, 2 days, here in Knoxville, and then I picked up the movie in September, 2 days up in Philadelphia, technically Jersey, but we shot 4 days in total, between May and September of 2023, and got the whole movie finished editing and scoring and everything like that by like January, February. And then we did our big premiere in Las Vegas. We did our premiere in Knoxville and Philly, and now it's totally out there. But the movie itself is about Ginger Lynn, who plays a character named Barbara. She possesses these abilities, kind of like maybe something along like Carrie or something. She just has like these like kind of like uh telekinesis kind of, or just some she can control people's like will, by using a charm on people. And we kind of just pick up with her in her like present day life, where she's kind of at her wits end, and she's really like this miserable person. And there's kind of like this message being sent saying, like, if you just forgive your, or if you confess your sins to this priest, you'll all will be forgiven. And we find out through flashbacks, through storytelling. We kind of treat it as like an anthology film, so there's actually like kind of almost like three short films within the film, and it's all about little moments of her life. And we kind of really see unravel how she became this really broken person. So we see her when she's like 10 years old, we see her when she's like in her 20s or maybe late 20s, whatever, and then we see her in present day. So the story spans across 50 years of the timeline, and it's chaotic, it's quirky, it's fun, it's a really it's I it is a horror movie, but at the same time it's a very much like a horror drama for
Sure.
sure.
Right.
Ginger, as you said, she did an amazing job, and she really, really she brings a lot of stops to this movie. I mean, she she's got her scary face, she's got her funny face, she's got her really emotional face.
Hmm.
And she this was her first lead role in a horror movie, so this was really cool to, and I'm honored to do that with her, like in her career, what she's doing these days. I mean, it's very, very exciting, and we've just grown so close through the process, so it's
Oh,
been a
that's
lot.
great. That's
Mhm.
great. And she's actually, I believe she's from Vegas now, isn't she? Is
She resides
that's
out
where
there,
she
yeah,
resides? Yeah.
near the Vegas area. That's why we chose to go out there and celebrate the premiere out there and stuff. And then
Mhm.
actually, what happened was we all got caught up in the moment of filming The Gifted, and the chemistry we had with Jennifer Pearl and Ginger Lynn as Barb and Vic.
Mhm.
We decided to, let's, when we go out to Vegas and premiere the movie, why don't we shoot a movie as well? So we ended up filming a movie called Barb and Vic, and it's technically a prequel to The Gifted. It takes place like 6 months before the events of The Gifted, and we kind of see how everything even transpired to get to where we are in The
Sure.
Gift. So it was really neat. To do that, and that opened up a whole new territory and world to us going out there and filming as well.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank
Working with Ginger. I tell you what, man, that woman is on fire.
Yes, she
She
is.
is everywhere. Every time I turn back around, turn on social media, I see a new pop up with somebody else, you know, announcing someone else new to the film, and lo and behold, Ginger's in there somewhere. I mean,
Yeah,
the woman is on fire, and from her previous career, um, obviously no stranger to being on film. Um, to I want to say probably the first time everybody honestly saw her was um dancing in the Metallica video,
yeah.
and then with Rob Zombie.
Hmm.
Um and yeah, so she had a small lull, a little bit, a couple years off, and the next thing you know, the indie horror scene, she is just on fire.
Yeah.
How was she to work with?
Man, she was absolutely incredible. One thing about Ginger is that she really takes pride in what she does. So previous career, current career, however
Mm,
you want to look at it as a whole, she loves everything about who she is and what she wants to do. And she really, like, she puts the passion of acting before anything. So we had a night before we started shooting, which was really, really great, that we got all the cast and crew together, and we just had like a dinner and we hung out and stuff like that. And that night, me and her really had like our first like real heart to heart talk. And it was like, we just talked about being an artist and being an actor, being a director, being a creative person, and things like that. And we understood each other pretty quickly about how much heart and soul we put into what we do. And I listened to her and her ideas and let her explore Barbara in every way she wanted to explore. And I was letting her really create a narrative for me just as much as like I was trying to create a narrative for her. A lot of what our working relationship ended up becoming, not only for The Gifted but for Barb and Vic, is we maybe have a script to present to her with an idea, or like the template, whatever,
mhm,
but it's really kind of up to her how she sees it, how she feels for it, how she wants to navigate through that. Because I'll like take inspiration from those ideas, and we'll kind of craft something that feels very natural together. So it was a really, really wonderful experience. She's just so professional. She's so bubbly. She's so loving. She has no ego whatsoever. She's very, very kind. She takes direction so well. And at the same time, she's not afraid to tell her ideas as well, which is what I want. And we've got it's actually really cool, because now we're at that place where I see when she is not giving it her all, even though she's like warming up, like she'll be like too animated or something, right? And I'll be
sure.
like, and I'll be like, all right, and she'll be like, how was that? And I'll go, well, it's fine. I really love this. I really love that. And obviously you look great and stuff, but you're just a little too much. Let's like take it down a notch. Like let's be a little subtle, pace, beat, whatever, all these things. And it's like once I kind of lay it out like that, she's like, "Oh, okay." And then I see it in real time. Like as soon as I say, action, I see it in real time. She locks into the exact mode that she's supposed to be in for the character for that scene, everything,
Hmm.
and she just nails it. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. Every time she overtops herself every time that she like really locks into it. So it's a really amazing to see like how much of she does care about the character, the dialogue, everything about it, and she's not afraid to take the criticism or the feedback that's given, because we want to make sure we do it right. I'm the same way when it comes to
Sure.
directing the characters, the directing the story.
Hmm.
So it's really great to have someone like that's like-minded and who cares so much, and we obviously care about each other so much as well. So there's a lot of emotions that get played involved, but we just have such a great time about it that it's a wonderful experience. She's like I said, she's just the sweetest and best to work with. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to work with her.
Oh, that's great. That's great to hear. And two things. Yes, I must agree with you. I had done security at a convention. Oh, geez, I want to say 7, maybe 8 years ago now, in Virginia. And she was one of the guests there, and
Yeah,
an absolute delight to
yeah.
meet. Just nothing but smiles and
Mhm.
hugs, and just the sweetest person you could want to hope to meet, especially as a celebrity. And secondly, I have seen her in other roles over the past, to say, 2 to 3 years, and with her acting, building, and getting more experience. And I want to commend both you for your film, congratulate you with that, as well as commend her. To me personally, this was by far her best role.
Thank you, thank you.
Is
That means a
you know,
lot.
I mean, I think the role was great, and how she acted and what she, her performance that she gave. I think this is, to me, again, my personal favorite. I think this is her best job yet.
I really appreciate that, and I'm sure Ginger would say the same thing. I'm sure even when she hears this, she'll be flattered. I mean, one thing that we knew that we were going into this project with Ginger was that this isn't a film that's a cameo of Ginger Lynn, right? This isn't a
Hmm.
movie that's like a little small character here who she'll have a few lines and everyone will be like, "Oh, that's Ginger Lynn, great." This was her movie. This was totally her movie. We wanted her to be the lead, to have the most impact, to have the story revolve around her. And, she took a lot of pride in that and she was really excited about that. And we were all were. And it you know, it really makes me feel so good when like I was just at FrankenCon with her this past weekend and
Hmm.
she's telling all of her fans who are coming up to her and even like Leona Quigley and like other celebrities who are coming up and hang out with her. She said, "This is my director, August, and he gave me my first major lead role like in a movie
Oh wow,
like that's like like that makes me feel so good." When we were
sure.
on set, when we were on set, she was like, "You're the best director I've worked with since Rob Zombie." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Are you serious? Like, can you get that in writing?" I was like, "But I'm like,
That
but seriously, like, she, it, when it comes to besides Ginger, like really every film, we really want to make everyone feel they're special in our projects, and especially like we see things in people, we really do. Like it doesn't matter really about your acting experience. I mean, yes, it's great to have great credits, and if I see your work, it's amazing. But if I see like something in you and I feel like I can write something for you and you want to take it that shot and I can see it, there's a great chance that we're going to make something really awesome. So
sure.
Ginger was that kind of way. We just really had a great like we're going to do this with you and we want you to be full front, in the lead here and make it your movie. And the same thing that carried over to Barb and Vic, which I will argue Barb and Vic, her acting is even better. I mean, it's incredible because she really had a lot of time to know who Barbara was at that point.
Right.
And I mean, and the dramatic beats in that movie is going to be absolutely mind blowing. I really believe that she is outdoing herself every time, and maybe even by after The Gifted is out now, that I'm sure she's going to be doing some other indie film projects, and she's probably going to get better and better and better and better, with these other film projects, which I'm going to just applaud her, and because she really is doing amazing work. She's working like crazy now. She's getting
Hmm.
cast in all kinds of different things, and it's exciting. It's really really exciting because somewhere along the lines, I'm a little bit of a part of that, and I also get
Yeah.
to watch as a fan. I also get to watch as a friend and family now, and it's amazing. And she always tells me like, When's the next project? Let's do it again. I'm like, all right. So like
That's great.
it's
That
great to have her in my corner because I'm happy to and to support her and you know in hers.
Sure. No, that's awesome. I love hearing how that goes both ways. I
Mhm.
really do. I did want to touch base, and I also want to let everybody know, on Tubi right now, another one of August's movies. Um, he comes. Oh God, I'm gonna forget
Oh,
the
you had
title.
it. You had it.
He comes to kill.
There it is.
There it
Yeah.
is. Right.
Yeah.
I a new filmmaker friend of mine in the Tennessee area, not Knoxville, maybe Knoxville, I don't know. Mr. Jake Perry,
Jake Perry.
who
Yeah.
who just released his first feature film, Tapeworm Z,
Yes.
actually introduced me to
Oh,
He Came
cool.
to Kill. I had a good time with that movie. I
Thanks.
really, really did. I love that mask.
Yeah.
There is
It's,
just something about that
I
mask that
know.
really just glued me to it.
It's
Um,
signature now. It's people have grown to love that mask, and I have to. I mean, I'll always give a shout out to the Vault Mask Company. I mean, they are just like the guy over there who helped me get that mask. I mean, he already kind of had that mask, and I saw it, and I was like, this is the image I want. We kind of altered the hair a little bit and things like
mhm.
that, but overall, that mask has definitely become like an iconic look, and
It's definitely
yeah,
got a creepy vibe to it.
yeah.
It really does. Now I've got to tell you, hands down, and I don't want to give any spoilers. I don't want to give anything away to anybody who's going to want to go see it. Let's just say there is a guest appearance by my little brother, Mr. Tony Covington, aka Hack of Hack's Horror Show,
Mhm, mhm.
that had me in stitches.
Yep.
The absolute nothing against the rest of the film, because I thoroughly enjoyed it. Um, it was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen.
So that
It truly
yeah.
was.
Thank you. That scene is talked about a lot, and it's a great scene. It's a fantastic scene. Well, you know, he kind of I met him 2 years ago or something like that back at
Hmm.
FrankieCon. I think the first convention I was at FrankieCon, and you know, we hit it off. He was a big fan of my work, and he wanted to support me and things like that. And I was just now getting ready to start pre-production of He Comes to Kill, and you know, that movie went through so many different changes as it was being made. But you know, casting Tony Hack, I was like, yo, what about Hack being in the movie, like as Hack, right? And
Right,
like
right.
because he's such a character, and I was like, you know, you can, you know, because I know he acted and stuff like that, and he has a great show, and he's one of my best friends in this area. I love that guy, but I was like, what about Hack being in the movie and you just being Hack? And he was like, oh man, yeah, absolutely. So I had this rough idea where it's like, you know, we'll just have him get picked up. Like it's just kind of another like it comes, you know, because no spoilers again, but like you go from like a really really intense moment
Hmm.
to then it kind of eases you back out, right? So
Right.
it's like this is like breaking the ice a little bit more, you know. And it's just something funny,
Sure.
something real quirky. Kofi Jones is a scene partner.
Yep.
The script I think had maybe like two actual things of dialogue in it because I was like, you know, it's supposed to just be like drivers picking or drivers dropping you off. You guys have an argument or something like that. But when we got to filming, because I just had done, we filmed that whole barn scene at the end that night. So this was the
Oh
last thing we did.
wow.
Yeah, this was like the last thing we did. It was like 11 o'clock. There was like a gas station that wasn't open down the street. And I was like, all right, guys. And I was like, screw the script, just improv. I was like,
Right.
just improv it, dude. I was like, I believe in you. And like I set my angle up and my light and I was like, go. And dude, like the riff that they had just had me in stitches. I mean, try filming that. I was laughing my ass off just trying
You
to
could
like
not have
it
written
was
that magic.
you
You
can't.
really can't. It
It
was
was so
perfect.
funny. It was so
Yes.
funny. And you know, it was just so naturally funny and quirky and everything else in between that it just worked. And then like when we were walking on the side of the road, he's like, you know, he's doing his little monologue again. I was like, just
Sure.
riff, you know, just whatever. And he's
Right.
just going off the top and it was great. And he was acting like he's hitchhiking. It was funny because there's a car coming, and I go, "Yo, actually hitchhike. And he was like, and I was half expecting a car to really stop, and I was like, I was just gonna keep filming because
That
I
would have
wanted to
been
see where
great
that
if they
happened.
had stopped.
But it
Yeah,
was so funny because it's just those little happy accidents, the car is actually coming. It looks really legit. Like, like
sure.
he's like, fuck you, whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, it's Hack is such a great guy. And it was funny because when we premiered the movie in Vegas, The Gifted, I showed two trailers before the movie started, and one of them was He Comes to Kill. And in the trailer, you can see a glimpse of Hack in there.
Mhm.
And after the screening, some Las Vegas resident comes up to me, says, "I recognize him, Hack, the horror host, dude." He's like, "You know him?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know him." And it was so that was a small world moment for me. It was so
That's
cool.
awesome.
And so I have plans on working with him again in the future. Yeah,
Well,
he's a great guy.
he has definitely talked you up. He's got the utmost respect for you. Thinks you're the greatest guy and a phenomenal filmmaker. So he definitely I texted him earlier, let him know that you and I were actually going to be
Nice.
talking tonight. He sends your best.
Awesome. Yeah, he's a great guy. I hung out with him at FrankenCon this weekend. I have nothing but love for the guy. I support everything he does, and he's a nice, great guy too. He's a really just a good guy. And but I've given him some hints about some ideas I've got in the future for
Sure.
him. So
Okay.
I'm excited to explore those when the time comes.
Well, moving forward with the time that Zoom is allowing us, you and your father, I think that's great. The miles have got to be hard trying to work together, especially when it's a physical project.
Mhm.
I can imagine. Hell, he's only an hour and a half away from me. Actually, I'm on the eastern shore of Maryland.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
Yeah,
45 minutes north, then, and I'm on 95, 295, and
nice.
I'm right there. But moving forward, what projects do you have? The Gifted is old news. You
Yeah,
already
right.
made it. It's out there. We're moving forward. And I know
Yeah.
you're a family man and full-time day job. I know you're busy, but I know you're not going to sleep without thinking about the future either.
Yeah, this is a really interesting place to be in at the moment because it's an odd way. It feels like The Gifted was a closing chapter of my first like start of my career as a filmmaker. And
Okay.
the reason I say that is because so I just hit my 8th year anniversary of starting Strange Films. And
Well,
in those eight
congratulations.
years, thank you. But in those 8 years, like the first 5 of them really were literally just me and Frank.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, we obviously had actors and crew who would come to help us and things like that, and people who did stick along the way. And we're very, very grateful for those people. But like, it was like I was a one-man band for many of these projects. I mean, short films, I probably made, I think, like 18 short films just by myself, essentially.
Wow.
And you know, we made a name for ourselves in Philadelphia and in Knoxville at the same time. And COVID happened. I had my son, and things started slowing down real fast. And I was like, I don't even know if we're gonna do anything, again, and things like that.
Right.
Then we made Raven right back to our roots, where it's just like, I'm coming up there. I got my camera. Let's just do it, And I was a
Right.
one man band again for it. And that movie changed everything. It started really kind of taking us in a new direction. And then all of a sudden, I made He Comes to Kill, and that really took us like to a whole new level. And then The Gifted now, and things like that. It's really been for the last, like, I would say 2 years, and now especially the last year, coming up to this, anniversary date. Things feel like, oh, I've actually have a great crew around me. I've got a great team, a great A-list actors, a lot of people who support me, a lot of people who recognize my name and my brand and things like that. And I've just got more resources now than ever to adapt these stories. So it's an interesting place to be in because I'm also very curious about doing different things. I want to try different genres. I want to try different stories. I'm a content creator in general. I'm a multimedia freak. I love doing everything. So I'm kind of got my hands all over the place. But what I can say is, for now, like, yeah, we did The Gifted. Barb and Vic is our probably one of our newest releases coming up this year. I did get hired to direct a feature film called Piglet. So
I
we're
saw.
I'm
Congratulations
thank
on
you.
that.
that is a collaboration piece with Spook House Media Works, and we got Kelly Hudson as a writer. It's an amazing script. I'm super proud of it, super excited about it. We got Dr. Chud from the Misfits as a producer. We've
Hmm.
got, Brian Reamer from Pumpkinhead attached to it, Jasper Hammer and Celeste that I worked with on He Comes to Kill. So I mean, there's an amazing cast already attached to it, and over the next few weeks as we kind of start getting it out there more, we'll see kind of how big it grows. But I'm excited to get be a part of that. I'm working on a couple short films right now because I kind of want to do something that's not, a little small, but I'm doing them in different genres. So I'm like, one's like right now I've got like a film noir I'm kind of working on. Like I kind of want to do something like that. I'm really like looking to the 50s and 40s and 50s, 60s style of filmmaking. And I'm like, I kind of want to like really adapt. I want to try to do something different. I want to try, like, they did things so amazing back then that was ahead of its time, I feel like, but they were so simple. They were like so like minimal. And I really love that approach. I've been working with so many ensemble casts and giant sets and
Sure.
practical effects. I'm kind of like, I don't want to do any of that right now. I want
Right.
to do something real
Right.
minimal. I got another script that we're working on. It's already finished, but we're just trying to shoot it in like the summer. But that's more of like a No Country for Old Men, Blue Ruin kind of style,
Oh,
something
okay.
kind of neo western, neo noir western kind of style. So there's stuff like that I'm trying to do. I want to do a comedy at some point. I have this indie drama I want to do, but now obviously I love horror so much, so like that will obviously start taking some prominent when the opportunities are they need to happen sooner than
Sure.
later. I'm writing He Comes to Kill, the sequel, so we're trying to get that one done. And then me and Frank, we actually just got the phone. We're talking about this other horror project we have in mind now too. So there's a few things. I would like to say there's probably about a dozen ideas up in the air, probably about 4 or 5 that are going to likely happen in the next few months to a year or two, and then we'll see what happens to the rest. But I'm just excited because a lot more people are wanting to collaborate, be a part of what we do, and those always bring new, interesting ideas. So,
So let me ask, what is your background?
um,
I mean, are you
like
are you self-taught?
yeah, kind of, but like I went to a university called ETSU over in Johnson City, Tennessee. Great school. I love that school so much. I studied mass communications and broadcasting.
Okay.
Now, when I was there, they had this cool program called, it was like the radio, TV, film program. And it was more like elective courses, and stuff like
Hmm.
that. And but I was like super fascinated with it because over the years as I was growing up, I was always really creative. I was a writer. I always used to write all the time. And then I started making home movies, when I was a kid and with my friends in the neighborhood and stuff like that. Took some stuff in high school, but when I got in college, originally I was like I was going to be a teacher, but I didn't really like nothing was, really calling me that much. And so when I saw the mass communications program, I was like, let me try this. I love the classes right away.
Right.
So anyways, long story short, radio, TV, film program. I learned video editing, audio. They had a screenwriting class, and I took that. I learned how to write screenplays and everything. They had film technique classes. I studied like film thesis and all kinds of crazy stuff. And then I was a speech minor, so I gathered all that knowledge there, applied it not to my best ability, I'll say. Not I could have tried harder, I know that. Um, and then I graduated. I worked in live news for a couple years, and it was really in the news. I hated what I was doing, and I was like,
Right.
what am I gonna do? I just moved to Knoxville. I didn't know anybody here. And I was like overnight editor, overnight shooter, and I was just like desperately seeking something to fulfill me. And all of a sudden, I saw an ad for the Knoxville Horror Film Festival, and I was like, I'm gonna make a movie. I'm
There
gonna
you
make a horror
go.
movie. And I bought my gear. I used my tax return, bought all my gear, started watching tutorials on YouTube, directing stuff, like techniques, everything and anything. Was reading books, and me and Frank wrote the first script together, and that's how I started. And I've been
Wow.
self-teaching myself since. So
Hmm.
we've come a long way since how it all started.
That's awesome. I love that. Absolutely love
Thank
that.
you.
It's inspiring.
Thank you.
No, it seriously is. Um, Man, I have wow, you definitely filled me in, and I definitely appreciate that.
Oh, thanks.
You get up this direction, you come back home to go see the rest of your crew for a small visit. Please let me know. I'll be more than happy to meet you up there. I'd love to shake your hand, say hello to you, and
Yeah,
meet your father someday.
that'd be amazing.
I want to thank you for joining me. Unfortunately, like I said, the powers that be with Zoom are not real friendly, and they're going to cut us off here in about a minute. Um, please, if you do happen to speak with Miss Ginger, tell her I send my best and congratulations. And if she'd ever care to be on the show, tell her she can come right through you and hit me up
You know it.
if need be. I would absolutely love that. But congratulations on everything. Um, anything else you want to push out real quick before we have to wind this up?
Yeah, I mean, you can check out Strange Films. You can check out any, literally almost, I'm pretty sure all of our movies now at this point, but on YouTube, you can check. We really just like to have our stuff out there. So go on YouTube, Strange Film Studios, Instagram, Facebook, any social media platform you can think of. And then our podcast, the Strange Films Podcast, we just hang out and we talk movies, we talk shop, we get a little inside baseball going on with Strange Films and stuff like that. So but yeah, my name's August Aguilar. You can find me on all the socials too. Connect with me, talk with me. I love talking about it, and I appreciate the sport, man. Really, thank you so
Oh, of
much.
course. Well, congratulations on everything. Strange Films, boys and girls, be sure to check out everything they've got in their library. I love the image, by the way, the old
Thank
haunted
you.
house on the hill. I absolutely love that. Congratulations, August Aguilar, everybody. Newest release of The Gifted with Ginger Allen Lynn. Be sure to look for that. It is available. August, thank you so much. And boys and girls, I will see you guys soon. And as always, remember to keep it evil.